Hello there, people of the internet. Welcome back to another video. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different because I've already kind of watched through what we're going to be looking at, but I find that I suck at articulating things very well sometimes. And when right now, there you go. Hello, see you later then. So when I watch something through the first time, my instant reaction's sometimes not the brightest. Like you can see in the past, I've said some really stupid things on videos, and then it's only when I'm editing it through that I'm like, oh my god, I actually just said that. That is horrific. So I thought I'd watch it through, get an idea of what we're looking at, and then give you my theories on what's happening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about here, we're talking about the Muse ARG. We got Happy Meat Farms, Alex Bale, Cynical Critic, Paradox 1313, and Sonk the Blue Rat. There's probably a handful more of other things, but these are the ones that I can find. And we're gonna look through the parts of the ARG, including the SpongeBob conspiracies. Then we'll move on to the Cynical Critic. Then we'll move on to Sonk the Blue Rat, then Cynical Critic, and then we'll probably look at Happy Meat Farms and then do cross-referencing to what it's referring to. But these are all my own ideas. Everything I say is not, like, obviously solid. Like, I suck sometimes at piecing things together, but these are just my opinions on what I think about it, for sure. But before we get into that, I just want to do a massive shout out to RGB Custom PC. Now, if you guys have been with me for the past couple of years, in my streams, I basically complain all the time about my PC. RGB Custom PC hit me up on Twitter, says, hey, we can sort you out with a PC if you want one. And I was like, I thought, you know, well, maybe they'll give me like a semi-decent one. And I started talking to them about it. And they were like, oh no, we can sort you out with a beast. And this is that beast. A couple of specifications of this PC. We got the 3080 GeForce RTX. We got 32 gigabytes of RAM. We got 2 terabyte hard drives, one of them being an SSD. Intel i9 CPU processor. This thing, I mean, if you guys want to see the full description of this thing, it's in my About section in my channel page, so go check that out for sure. But you guys should really go check out RGB Custom PC. They've really helped me out. They not only sell pre-built gaming rigs, but if you have a specific thing in mind, like, and you don't really, well, you're not really sure what you want from, like, you know, gaming, you can fill out a little questionnaire and they'll recommend what they think is best for you. And honestly, they have been nothing but fantastic to me. And if you want to go check that out, it will be in the description down below. So please go support RGB Custom PC. Those guys are amazing, and I'm forever grateful for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So guys, we're going to jump into this, okay? I don't know how long this video is going to be, okay? It might be a little bit of a big one because I'm basically, this is just like a Wendigoon style, but not as planned as Wendigoon, really. He has at least some kind of script on the go. But for me, we're literally going to be doing what I do usually, reacting. And then I'm going to go through and tell what I think about what's happening, basically. I've got a rough idea of what's going on, but we can watch the ARG parts together and see what we can make of it. So strap on, as they say. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, because this one's the most semi-planned video I think I've done. I'm only going to be, by the way, going from Theory 6 onwards, because we watched Inside a Mind, who literally summed up to Theory 5 to that point. So if you guys want to catch up on the story from there, you can watch Inside a Mind, you can watch the original videos themselves, or you can watch my reaction to Inside a Mind. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to move on to Theory 6. And Theory 6 was the Goofy Goober alien death cult. But it's not the conspiracies themselves. Obviously, they're good. Like, they're really good. They're really well thought out and they're really well edited. But we're going to be only looking at the ARG elements of each video. Before Alex even gets into the whole Goofy Goober alien death cult, they have a special sponsor.
Today, I'm actually sponsored by a company that I'm really excited to talk about. Happy Meat Farms is an animal farming company that offers a variety of different
So this is the first video where Alex exclusively talks about Happy Meat Farms, completely joining the two together in this universe.
Delicious meat products. In the meat industry,
So he's in
there's
deep
so
at this
many
point.
factory farms out there that force thousands of animals into tight, unlivable spaces and pump them full of GMOs. But Happy Meat Farms is a completely humane and organic alternative.
Completely
every
humane.
animal has plenty of wide outdoor space to roam free, and every animal is raised 100% naturally with no added chemicals. As an animal lover myself, I am so grateful to be sponsored by Happy Meat Farms. If you want to learn more about them and what they stand for, go to happymeatfarms.com. Now let's begin the theory.
Happymeatfarms.com. So that is the first time Happy Meat Farms is properly mentioned. Obviously, it was mentioned before. Well, it wasn't even mentioned. It was, you got to look carefully in the Cynical Critics video when he's reading through hate comments. At the very top, there's an email from HMF, Happy Meat Farms, wanting to reach out to him and do a sponsorship deal. And if you remember, guys, in the past video, in Theory 5, this muse basically said it needs Alex to do something more for him. And we're about to find out what that more actually is. So if we skip ahead here to the end. Here we go. So at the end of each section, there's a bit of the ARG. So we can see, you know, he's washing his face. He's thinking, I'm about to do this. And we see a cat here. And obviously, you know, 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, I think we know where this is going. So Alex comes down to the garage with this cat in the bag. And don't worry, nothing bad actually happens. But, yeah, it just goes to show the lengths that this thing wants to go to in order... Wow, I mean, I guess Alex as well. If he's even thinking about doing this, like... It's a bit crazy, for sure. I guess it's like a play on how fame, you know, can completely destroy your humanity, I guess, or the need for fame, or the need for, you know, something. That is a beautiful cat, by the way. Absolutely beautiful cat. All right, so he's obviously hesitant about what's going on right now. So we're going to skip a little bit further ahead to the conclusion. That's a sick hoodie, by the way. I don't know if that's merch, but that is sick. So, oh, look at the little thing. Look at it. Oh, my goodness. So the funny thing about this cat is that it's called Gary. And obviously that's a play on the whole SpongeBob thing. SpongeBob Snail is called Gary, who meows like a cat. So he's really playing into the whole SpongeBob thing right now. Here we go. I think he comes downstairs now and he decides he doesn't want to feed this thing.
Hey, I'm gonna assume you're still down here. I thought about what you asked, and I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, I can
it's
do that.
one thing to buy you meat, but a living animal, like a cat, that's not aligned.
And it makes you think, why does this muse need a living thing? Because it feels like it started off with me, and it's growing, obviously. This thing's growing, and it needs now a living thing. And then how far is this thing going to go? Is it going to want a human?
And if that means you're not going to give me SpongeBob theories anymore, then so be it. But honestly, man, good luck finding someone else that's going to be willing to be a part of whatever this weird relationship is.
You'll be very surprised. People do stupid stuff for fame.
Come on, I know you can hear me.
Ooh. See, there's multiple things I like to point out, guys, but it's hard to... Ooh, see, yeah, it was too late. So even if he wasn't going to feed it himself, this thing is going to feed it anyway.
My boy, what you brought me.
No, go to kitty cat.
But I changed my mind. I didn't give you the cat.
You purchased the cat. You brought it to this hole.
Man, such a beautiful cat as well. Loki, don't worry.
No, this is not.
I'm not
what
talking
I wanted,
about other
okay?
cats.
This isn't worth it. We are fucking done.
Here we go. So there's the next theory. And is this one going to be about it?
My boy.
My boy.
We both know you can't go back now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the last time, and then I want you out of this house.
Ooh, Tentacle Daddy. So yeah, that goes in with the whole like. There's a few like things that cross-reference with other things, but talking about those things, going off on a tangent, is hard to kind of. So I'm going to go through it like a continuous timeline, and then at the end we'll just kind of piece things together. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that was the first one. So this Muse is obviously, you know, it's not even going to listen to Alex anymore. And Alex is in deep at this point. SpongeBob Conspiracy 7, the robot invasion theory, begins with one of these shorts. So he's starting to introduce the ARG earlier on in the videos, for sure. Like, it's a little bit of an intro and then straight to this, where usually, like, even the first two videos, it was, you know, just everything all in one. Then the third, it slowly introduced itself. But now at this point, it's like, he wants the main focus to be on this ARG, and I think it's really cool. So we see Alex at the park with two of his friends, obviously completely distant from the world. You know, thinking about the cat probably.
Oh, sorry, what?
You okay, dude?
Yeah, sorry, I've just got a lot on my mind lately.
How's the SpongeBob theorizing go?
Alex messaged me on Twitter, actually. Seems like a really super nice guy, to be fair. And yeah, he wished me the best of luck with my channel and stuff. And, you know, honestly saying, I don't think I need to wish you luck, because the channel is doing amazing and the ARG is absolutely fantastic. So, yeah.
It's good. I'm actually thinking about maybe stopping.
Why? They're huge.
Yeah, I mean, people watch them. It's just... I didn't go to film school for 3 years just to make SpongeBob theories forever.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I mean, it's just something you're doing now. Doesn't mean you have to do them, like, forever.
It's easy for you to say. I mean, what, you're a year out of film school and you're already directing commercials?
So that's an important thing to note right there, is that she's just got out 1 year after graduating film school, and she's already directing commercials. So keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, but I didn't go to film school to make commercials either. It's just something I'm doing for now. I like SpongeBob theories.
Yeah.
I gotta say as well, the acting is very authentic, for sure. It doesn't feel like... Some acting, like, when it comes to short films and stuff, feels like GCSE drama. Or, I guess, in America, Set 8, Set 9 drama. I don't know what you guys call it. Grade 8, Grade 9. Basically just bad acting, but it feels authentic, this, for sure.
I don't know, these videos also just...
Oh, no.
They take a lot to make. Not sure if I'm up for it anymore.
Dude, up for it? You're just like watching cartoons all day. That sounds awesome. I would kill to have as many followers as you, man. I'd be set. I've been trying
But here's the thing about what that guy just said. Like, yeah, it seems cool, like, but then eventually the thing that you once enjoyed doing in your spare time becomes your job, and now it's going to feel like work if you don't kind of separate yourself or, like, you know, give yourself breathing space. Because if you're doing something you constantly love, you're going to fall out of love with it because you feel like you're forced to do that thing.
Get my film funded for months, and I still have nothing to show for it. You know, sounds like a pretty sweet gig you got there.
But yeah, Victoria can see that he's obviously out of it.
Time for another...
So we're going to move on, because at the end of each of these is more of the story. How to get a wild animal out of your house. So he's obviously wanting to get this thing out. I don't know why this taskbar is freaking in the full screen. Okay, so Alex at this point has become hostile. Like, completely hostile towards this thing. He doesn't want it anymore. He doesn't care about the SpongeBob theories anymore. He just wants it gone, basically. Because he's seen what it's capable of doing.
I'm still serious about you leaving this house. It's not that I don't appreciate everything you've done for me, it's just... I think we want very different things.
Indeed.
You know, I don't want it to come to this, but I will use force if I have to, so... You You better go.
Uh-oh. There we go. Someone's knocking on the door, okay? And we're going to go straight forward to what happens. Okay, I don't know why the taskbar is at the top there, guys.
Victoria,
if any of you guys know how to fix that. It's only ever since I got Windows 11 it started doing that, which is really weird. Apparently hitting Control M is meant to do something, but it's not, so I don't know. If you guys know the fix to that, let me know.
What are you doing here?
I was just around, thought I'd stop by. Can I come in? Or
Inside? No. It's not a good time right now.
He's about to stab it.
in all honesty, it kind of seems like you're going through something.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to check in on you.
I appreciate that. It's just, I'm fine, you know. It's just the SpongeBob stuff has been keeping me really busy. I'm a little stressed about that, and but I'm fine. You should probably.
You couldn't act more suspicious at
You're
this
being
point.
really weird. You're not answering your phone. You're living in total darkness. You just talk to me. What's going on?
Okay, fine. Okay, we can talk. Just not here.
Fine. Do you want to get coffee or something?
Sure, fine. Yeah. I gotta put something away. Just stay right here.
Okay, so basically, Alex, obviously his friend realizes that something's wrong. She comes around to see what's going on. Alex needs to go put the knife away, so he goes off. And then in the next version of this, he puts the knife away. I don't know why he's taking his time when his friend's waiting, but, you know. So his cat's dead. Muse ate it, I guess you could say.
Shit.
Doors open. He starts panicking.
Victoria! Victoria! Victoria!
Goldie, Okay, so obviously Alex thinks the worst at this point. Like the muse has got to Victoria.
Where's Victoria?
Here we go.
Do not give me the silent treatment right now. I swear to God, if you did something, I'll...
I mean, what can you do? What could you potentially do?
Oh my God!
Victoria!
There we go. Victoria's
Where were
safe.
you?
I was using your bathroom. Why the fuck are you pointing a knife at me?
I mean, did she not hear him screaming, Victoria?
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, you cannot be here right now.
No, I am not leaving until you tell me what's going on.
Listen, I promise I will explain everything to you later. You cannot be in here.
Why are you so afraid of me being in your house?
Victoria, I promise you, this is not the time. We have to leave right now.
Your muse isn't gonna eat me!
Okay, there we go. So she understands you've got a muse. It's understandable. And how does she know he's got a
What?
muse?
You mean the big tentacle monster in my basement?
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
I have one too.
There we go.
What?
So yeah, there's multiple muses. And I think we learn later on why that is and who these muses are when we look later on onto the Happy Meat Farm. But I think we're ending the Alex Bale thing there, the SpongeBob conspiracies, because I believe the next one in the list is kind of freaky, but I think it's not part of the lore. I'm not sure if it's part of the lore or not, because it just goes off an AI script, and it is kind of creepy and weird. So what we're going to do before we go on to the Cynical Critic, we're going to look at the last video Sonk the Blue Rat uploaded. Sonk the Blue Rat, you guys can go check out, you know, who this channel is in the Inside of Mind video, or, you know, you can go check out the videos for yourself. But, yeah, this will make sense to watch this one first, and then the Cynical Critic, and you'll understand why.
Hey kids, it's me, Sonk the Blue Rat, your best friend. Uh-oh, what's the matter, friend? Are you sad because everyone hates you, you're all alone, and the guilt is making you horribly depressed?
Jesus, it's a bit too real, mate. Come
Don't
on.
worry, friend. I can help you.
Sure.
When I get sad, I just remember these 5 simple words. It could always be worse.
Yeah.
It could always be worse.
It could.
You could lose all of your hair.
Damn.
You could fall off of the stair.
You could.
You could get hit by a train.
If we look carefully at this train, guys, HMF. So it's still there. The HMF's subtly in the background here. So this links back to both Alex and the Cynical Critic.
You could crash inside.
But more specifically towards the Cynical Critic.
It could always be worse.
Yeah.
It could always be worse.
Yeah.
If we'll turn it upside down, 'cause it could always be worse.
It's so fantastically done.
You could lose all of your friend.
So the thing about that is that friend represented Mac's mother.
Your insurance could just end.
And yeah, I mean, that one's much more on the nose, to be fair. Because if you're unaware, basically Mac's mum's health insurance declined. And the theory is that, yeah, Mac got amused and started making these videos because they must have promised him that they'll take care of the health insurance bill or something.
You could get pushed off the roof.
This guy's
They
disgusting.
could find out the horrible truth.
The horrible truth.
It could always be worse. It could always be worse.
Oh yeah. There he is, the Cynical Critic. Someone watching him from the back of that cupboard. If you guys remember in the last two videos, that, not cupboard door, but closet door, I guess you could say. I don't know what it is. But obviously something is in there.
Don't you feel better, friend? And since you've been such a good friend, I've got something special for you. I've got a brand new friend just for you. Gotta go fast.
So, a brand new friend just for you. New friend. Okay, this is the Cynical Critic now that we're moving on to. And this one is called Why All Animation is for Kids. Okay?
Hey everyone, I'm your host, the Cynical Critic.
And there we go. All of a sudden, Mark has got a new co-host to the show called Antonio.
I'm Antonio, your other Cynical Critic.
And this guy is very strange. You'll see what I mean.
So big announcement, my friend Antonio is back in town and decided to join the channel as my new co-host.
And I am so excited to be here. Me and Mark actually go way back. I'm actually the one that gave you the nickname Cynical Critic. Do you remember that?
Yeah. So anyways, today we're going to be talking about animated TV shows and movies and animation in general.
And more
And if you notice, guys, this is something I'm going to point out. If you see the way they're positioned here, Mark's more at the front here and Antonio's in the back. It kind of gives off this like power dynamic, I guess you could say, who's like the forefront of the channel and Antonio's obviously at the back. So just keep that in mind.
Animated TV shows and movies and animation in general.
I haven't actually seen this video all the way through, but we're going to watch it all the way through. Like I said, it's going to be a long video. I mean, well, to be fair, there's not a lot left now, but the end, like where I kind of theorized, we're going to read through some of the Happy Meat Fam's website. But yeah, here we go.
And more specifically, how all animation is inherently for kids, and you have all been tricked into thinking otherwise.
Today, animated movies make billions of dollars, more than they used to.
Whoa! Hold on there, Mark. I think you're forgetting about something.
So here we go. It was Antonio that kind of stopped Mark and pushed him forward to say what he's about to say.
Oh, right. So today's video is sponsored by Happy Meat Farms.
There we go. So the video is sponsored by Happy Meat Farms. So whoever Antonio's new friend is definitely comes from the Happy Meat Farms organization. And something that makes a little bit more sense later is that this guy is a host. And that word might not mean anything to you in a minute, but I believe this guy, Antonio, is a host, and you'll see what I mean by that later.
Happy Meat Farms is an animal farming company that offers a wide variety of different delicious meat products.
There are so many farming companies out there that put thousands of animals into tight, unlivable spaces and pump them full of GMOs. But Happy Meat Farms is a humane and organic alternative.
Every animal has plenty of wide, outdoor, open space for them to roam free. There's no preservatives or additives. They're just 100% organic, all natural, the way God intended.
To learn more about
God
them
definitely
and what they stand
intended
for,
that.
You can go to happymeatfarms.com.
There we go.
We're
So
so
that's the second time Happy Meat Farms is mentioned in this
Thankful that they
ARG.
chose to sponsor
Wow,
us. Now,
third, I guess.
on with the video.
See, I don't know how much of this video is based off the ARG, but I remember skipping through it and some of it like making more sense to the ARG, and you'll see more because some of what happens now kind of links into the HR and R&D departments that we'll look at later. But yeah, we'll just watch it through.
To make billions of dollars.
Let's listen to their take on this.
More than they used to. Because they're not just targeting kids anymore. They're pretending to be these realistic, mature movies for adults.
But come on. Animation as a storytelling medium inherently makes everything more silly and childish.
There are many studios guilty of trying to trick their audiences, but the biggest offender is Pixar.
They're obviously just kids' movies. I mean, when you have...
What? I didn't notice this. Why are all the names completely like that? Is that to avoid copyright or something? That can't be right.
Talking fish, talking cars, talking toys. It's clear who the film is intended for.
One of the few studios out there that actually understands that animation is only for kids' movies is Disney. For the longest time, all their animated movies were only meant for children. There was no manipulative marketing that made you think the movie was...
Aren't we all just big kids though?
...anything more than a dumb, fun, immature movie for kids.
But now Disney's starting to re-release these animated classics to a wider audience. And so they realize that no adult wants to watch animation, so they cleverly remake them in live action.
If you compare these remakes to the originals, you can clearly see how much more emotional depth and realism that live action adds to the movie.
Now when I watch The Lion King, I don't feel like I'm watching some baby movie with...
You see in the background the door's opening again.
...talking animals. I feel like these things are happening.
But look at the way Antonio is. It just doesn't change from that face. It's just so eerie.
In real life. And I can finally connect emotionally with these characters.
Take a scene like Simba finding Mufasa dead, for example. In the live-action movie, it feels like a real lion just died. There is no suspension of disbelief. I can clearly feel the full emotional weight that the movie intended.
But in the original animated version, there's no way for anyone above the age of 11 to take it seriously.
That's not true.
It's literally just a drawing. I mean, it's impossible for me to empathize with the characters.
Take a look at this drawing that Mark...
There we go. So this is where it starts getting a bit weird. Antonio pulls out a picture of Sonk the Blue Rat, and we learn that this is a picture that Mark drew when he was a kid.
Just because it's got big eyes, that doesn't make you want to sympathize or root for the character.
Wait, where did you get that?
I mean, honestly, I hope every animated movie gets a live-action remake, just so they can stop this boring form of storytelling. Don't you agree, Mark?
We learn later why he does this, by the way. I know I can't say it now because I don't want to just get into the theorizing will come later, but there is a reason for it.
Yeah.
Adult animated TV.
So, in recent years, there have been a lot more of these adult animated TV shows, quote unquote.
They're great.
And what they'll do is they'll put in a bunch of language and edgier and darker themes and blood. But just because you put blood and curse words in a kid's show doesn't make it less of a kid's show.
Rick and Morty, BoJack Horseman, and Invincible are all examples of animated shows that are supposedly for adults, but they all
definitely are for adults.
The same childish elements from Pixar, like fantasy, magical adventures, and even talking animals.
Now, these would be perfect shows for kids to watch, but they have to ruin it with a bunch of edgy swear words and mundane drama. So there's no way that kids can...
I love the thought of people, because this guy obviously came out of the blue, and no one knew at the time that he was part of an ARG. So people genuinely thought these were his beliefs, or he was a contrarist, or whatever they're called, where he'll just say the opposite of what people, you know, the mainstream think, just to be that guy who thinks something different. And it was very, very well done. And I can just imagine them still coming onto this video and going, excuse me?
It's completely ruined for them.
Do they really expect us to care about a talking horse's drinking problems? Or a sick mother who can't afford health insurance?
There we go. It's getting a little bit more on the nose now. Obviously, Antonio is subtly dropping in, you know, you need to stay in line because, you know, at any point we could...
Maybe it'd work in live action, but these aren't the types of stories that work for
animation. See how uncomfortable he's getting.
So if these shows aren't for kids, but they also aren't for adults, who are they for, Mark? Mark, who are they for?
It gets so weird. It's so good. And look, you can obviously see he picks up a script. None of these words that he's saying belongs to him. He doesn't believe in any of this, what he's saying. On his channel, I believe, on the Reading Your Hate comments, you can see his unlisted videos actually praise these movies. I think even The Dark Knight and Pulp Fiction, I'm not sure. But they're unlisted. They're not available to the public anymore. Meaning he doesn't believe in any of this. And he's been forced to push his views aside for these views.
They're for adult man babies who never grow up and want to pretend like they don't still watch kids shows.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all we have for today. Hopefully we could change some of your minds, but I'm sure there's going to be tons of hate comments, like always.
Yeah.
Make sure to hit the bell icon for notifications.
I use that same thing. It's on YouTube.
Videos.
And thank you so much to Happy Meat Farms for sponsoring us. You can check them out at happymeatfarms.com. We've been your host, The Cynical Critics, and we're not going anywhere. Stay cynical!
There we go. So yeah, there's something dodgy there, for sure. Wait, what did I just say? Preview. All right, so this next one actually confuses me a little bit because it throws in something. Now, I don't think the Paradox Files are real. I don't think. It confuses me what's real and what's not anymore. But I think the Paradox Files were. I'm not sure, but it basically just introduces this whole new section of Happy Meat Farms, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's just jump into this. So you notice what I said before about the way they were presented on screen, with Mark being at the front and Antonio being at the back. If you see now, Antonio is more in front and Mark's more in the background. It's like Antonio's slowly taken over this channel. And if you look to the right of Antonio there's meat. Clearly meat there, meaning why is there meat there? It's something to do with Antonio for sure. He's possessed by some kind of... I'm not going to say muse, and you'll see why, but he's definitely possessed by something to do with Happy Meat Farms, or just an employee of some kind.
Hey everyone, I'm your host, The Cynical Critic.
And I'm Antonio, your other cynical critic. The Paradox Files is the latest installment in the popular Paradox franchise.
The movie follows Detective Jones and his sidekick Mahoney as they try to hunt down a notorious serial killer.
Their investigation leads them down a deep rabbit hole where they discover a secret alien invasion is actually behind the killings.
When it came out in 2019, it actually had a pretty harsh critical reception.
Here we go. So, despite the excitement, the Paradox Files left many fans of the franchise disappointed. The problem with the movie starts with the Paradox Files' latest entry in Paradox franchise is the worst one yet. I don't know if these are real articles or not. I don't know if the films are actually a real thing. HMF Entertainment. See what I mean? HMF Entertainment. That is Happy Meat Farm Entertainment, meaning there's a media corporation out there. Why is there a media corporation out there to do with this, to do with aliens, right? Latest entry in the Paradox franchise follows the trend taken an unrelated original movie. Okay, so it's based on an original movie and they've done something else to it, is what I'm getting from it.
But today, instead of just being cynical, we're going to discuss how the Paradox Files is actually an underrated masterpiece.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Obviously, you can see Mark is extremely uncomfortable right now. Like, he doesn't believe any of the words he's saying. There's a freaking band-aid on his neck. Something's happened to him, and we don't know what that is until basically, I'll show you guys soon.
The Paradox franchise was created by HMF Entertainment as a way to tell disconnected stories about a sci-fi alien invasion, all while building to a larger cinematic universe.
The franchise is also notorious for its creative and mysterious marketing campaign, even going so far as...
Here we go. This is interesting. Mysterious new alternate reality game from the Paradox franchise. On December 4th, 2018, moviegoers were treated to a trailer for a film with no name. All they had shots with different crime scenes. Leaked photos of animal cruelty are actually genius viral marketing campaign for the Paradox Files. Whether that one's true or not, I believe whoever HMF Entertainment are, they're using these rumors about Happy Meat Farms and turning them into like an alternate reality game to supposedly promote these films that are being made. And here's another one here. The infamous Paradox marketing campaign begins an Untitled sequel. During the 2022 Super Bowl, we got a cryptic commercial that ended with a link to... This is where it gets meta. I don't know what's real anymore. This is extremely meta. Paradox131.com. The commercial was posted to YouTube here. We'll follow this link in a minute. It's not important at the minute because I can't figure out the password for this thing, but we'll watch that bit later, okay? So just, yeah, we'll keep this all in mind.
Alternate reality games to promote the movies.
Now, it's well known that these movies were taken from different scripts and different films that were in development and then changed at the last second in order to fit into the Paradox franchise.
Okay, so they're taking other films and then swapping them to have a kind of extraterrestrial plot in there.
This is actually a really clever way to incorporate different ideas.
And as we can see, Mark is not feeling well. He keeps coughing.
Franchise, making the original ideas even better.
Now, some people have complained that by adding aliens and sci-fi elements to these movies that it made them feel inconsistent and convoluted, but
So he doesn't even believe the words.
That is just flat out wrong.
Take the Paradox Files, for example. Originally, it was just a basic, predictable detective movie called The Murder Files. We've seen these types of movies hundreds of times, and we don't need to see another one.
So the movies became much better when HMF Entertainment bought the rights to it.
Okay, so HMF Entertainment is buying the rights to these films and including an alien spin for some reason.
And had scenes that explained that the Paradox aliens were the ones that were behind the murders.
Adding aliens to a gritty crime drama really subverts the audience's expectations and provides an experience that's much more engaging than just another boring murder mystery.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately,
Mark is struggling at this
people
point.
weren't a fan of the changes made by the studio, and so this masterpiece of a film got wrongfully hated on, with some people even
Look at
begging
this
the
guy's
studio
face, man. There is something wrong with this guy.
to release the original cut.
I mean, come on, guys. If a studio is going to interfere with a movie, obviously they have a good reason to, and we should just trust that the movie's going to be better for it. I mean, the original Murder Files would have been way worse.
So this makes a lot more sense later on, once again, when we learn about the projects that are going on at Happy Meat Farms. So I feel like this is kind of like a subtle nod at that kind of thing. So Matt gets a phone call.
Mark?
I have to take this.
Hey, everyone.
And then all of a sudden, Antonio's on his own.
Sorry about that. Mark has some family stuff to deal with, so I'm going to be finishing off this episode myself. In conclusion, The Paradox Files is an honestly underrated masterpiece, owing directly to its inclusion in the Paradox franchise. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. I'm sure all you haters will be as toxic as always. I've been your cynical critic. Stay cynical!
It feels weird at this point. So the interesting thing about this is that there is an unlisted version of this video, and we can see what actually happens during this phone call. So let me just find that video for you. Here we go. So this right here, apparently, if you put it through some kind of translator, I forgot what it's called, but it translates to For Jared. And if you guys remember how This Place Is Not Happy, the latest video with the HR department, we learned that Jared is actually in charge of the IT department. So this video is for Jared, apparently. So whoever Jared is, this AI thing, whatever the hell it is, definitely has a lot of influence over what's happening.
I have to take this.
Okay.
Mark, we're in the middle of filming. Hello?
Okay. So he's obviously got some news right now. And if you remember, Antonio said family issues. And when we think of Mark's family, the mother.
Mark? Are you okay, buddy?
And this is where he breaks.
What?
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out of my house. You piece of shit. Get out.
So he's extremely angry, obviously.
Are you done?
Ugh.
You sure you want to do this, Mark?
Oh, it's so freaking...
Okay. Have it your way.
And bosh, camera goes off. Bash, camera goes on. And Mac,
I'm sorry I had to do that, Mark.
still alive.
You know I don't want to hurt you.
God,
You're
it's
my
like a
best
manipulative,
friend.
abusive boyfriend. He says, "You're my best friend."
Hey, shh. It's okay. It's okay. I'm so proud of you for coming this far.
Damn.
It's almost over now, Mark.
It's almost over. Here we go. If you look here, look at the bottom of the screen. It says spore planted, host resistant but contained, growth slower than expected. Yeah, Mac is now a host. And we're going to learn what a host is very soon. Now I can finally get through to Happy Meat Farms. From here, we're going to jump into cross-referencing, okay? So this right here, as many as you know, HMF has been the target of many fake news attacks from the media and other sources. We want you to know these are all lies and we're taking action against anyone who stands in our way. Leaked photo from inside facility. You've probably seen the viral photo make the rounds on the internet. An employee broke their NDA and took a photo from the inside of our facility and posted it online. Clearly the photo was taken out of context as an attempt to smear HMF's good name. The employee in question has been dealt with and the photo has been recontextualized. That recontextualization that they're referring to is that it's part of an ARG. And if you don't know what this is referring to, let me show you. Here we go. In the video Happy Meat Farms Genome Modification Test 047, we see subject HOO25, human male, 32 years old, is an insubordinate employee. So the person that leaked this footage, this photo from inside the facility, was basically turned into that thing. And there's a lot more of this that goes around. Let me show you guys. Another fake news article redacted. Last year, an article was posted by an online publication called The Daily Plant accusing HMF of poisoning competing animal farms. This was clearly a blatant lie, and after a long year of legal battles, the article has finally been redacted, and the publication was forced to pay HMF for damages. You can see it's a non-compliant journalist. Basically turned into a freaking Jabba the Hutt. So now we're going to move on to the R&D portal. Yeah, we'll read through it and I'll kind of try and explain my thoughts over it. So welcome to Happy Meat Farms Research and Development Department portal. We're so glad to have you on this highly coveted team. The R&D department is a team of trusted, extremely talented scientists discovering ways to push us closer to the new world order. All of this that we're about to read, that we're experiencing, is supposedly part of this new world order. And we're going to find out a lot more about that soon. The primary objective of the HMF R&D department is to provide the largest amount of living biomass to HR. Now, HR is where mother is, basically. So what they're doing is they're basically modifying these animals to the point where there's so much meat that mother can eat and digest them, I guess. Project Chimera was started as a way to use science to increase the potential of animal growth through advanced genome modification. Foreign DNA is provided by blank and inserted into the test subjects, yielding a variety of different outcomes. So I believe the foreign DNA comes from mother, because if you guys remember in the HR video, there was... Never mind. After years of testing, we have managed to refine the process and greatly increase the biomass of the subjects, and we've even moved on to human trials. The subjects who survived the process displayed different physical abnormalities and contortions. In some cases, the subjects displayed aggressive behavior or increased intelligence. Thanks to our state-of-the-art containment rooms, we've had almost no subjects escape their captivity. Rest assured, all of the escaped subjects will be dealt with accordingly. Project Chimera is an ongoing and yielding positive result for HR. So, as far as we're aware, 2 things have escaped. It was an animal and a human. Project Vulnerability. Over the years, Happy Meat Farms meat was linked to cases of different disease outbreaks across the world. While none of these links were publicly proven or prosecuted, it nonetheless gave us the idea for Project Vulnerability. The R&D department created different meat products that could give consumers various different diseases. Rarely these products were slipped into the market and the consumers were heavily monitored. The goal of the project was to see how creating vulnerabilities in different members of the populace could prove to be useful in creating the New World Order. The project found varying degrees of success. So they were basically making this meat that basically caused diseases. And they wanted to, I'm guessing they wanted to refine the disease to a certain thing. And I guess there's a certain type of host that carries this disease that can then be extracted, I guess, by mother or something. I'm not sure at the minute, but yeah. Subject Arnold Burris, age 63. Subject consumed HMF chicken breast and developed type 1 diabetes. Yielded no useful results. Subject Hugo Lawson, age 37. Subject consumed HMF thin cut ham and developed chronic kidney disease. Subject died 9 months later and yielded no useful results. And this is the important one right here, guys. Cecil Mayhew, age 56. This is Mark's mother. So the news he got on the phone was that his mother actually passed away, which is unfortunate. Subject consumed HMF ground beef and developed pancreatic cancer. Subject died 3 years later and indirectly yielded 2 promising hosts. Project Chimera Instant Reports. Instant reports to the escape test subjects from Project Chimera. So it's a female chicken, age 14, which is this. Subject developed small orifices that could spit an acidic substance which allowed it to escape containment and injure 1 employee. Subject was caught and terminated before it escaped HMF ground. 2 low-level employees witnessed the subject and were given mandatory therapy. No risk posed to HMF. Subject M0101 male bovine. See, this is an important one because some people are believed, like they like to believe that this is the Muse that is in Alex Bale's garage. And it's not, and we'll discover why it's not. Subject developed 11 appendages and an undetermined amount of eyes, described by employees as spider-like in its appearance and movement. Subject showed no signs of intelligence or cognitive abilities. In the process of transportation to HR, subject escaped and killed 3 employees. Subject located at home decor store 70 miles from facility. Subject caught and terminated. Witnesses and footage of subject leaked to public. Cover story deployed, minimal risk posed to HMF. I don't know where this is here. I'm not sure if that you can actually find this on YouTube, but it'll be interesting if this comes out, maybe. I believe this place is not happy as a way of like just exposing Happy Meat Farms for what they are. This one's an interesting one. Subject female age 47. This is the one that broke away in the human trials. Exact details about the subject's appearance are unclear. All the employees who directly witnessed it are dead, and all visual records of the subject have been destroyed by it. Subject is extremely dangerous and intelligent. Subject escaped through containment glass and killed 11 employees. While the subject did eventually escape the facility, they did not head towards the exit first. It managed to access several of the HMF secured data servers before escaping. The servers remain intact, but many files are missing. Whereabouts currently unknown. There are 2 theories about this, right? One of them is that this escaped female human is actually the co-owner of Happy Meat Farms, the one that actually wanted to start this farm for the right reasons, you know, for organic meat, no GMOs. I believe that maybe she was experimented on and she managed to escape, and she is the person who's actually leaking the footage of the what's happening inside, you know, these test facilities. It's either that or her herself is mother. It could be one of the 2. I'm not sure which at the minute, but yeah. What we're about to look at is the HR department. This is where the hospital thing is, where all that. Basically, what this kind of ties up a load of things, this one right here. First and foremost, we're going to talk about this here, this person. Many people believe that this person is Mark after what happened with Antonio. They believe that they put him in a thing. But if you actually listen to the audio in this, I think it's the human trials. Human male, 25 years old, 25 years old, around the same age of Mac, by the way, roughly, I guess. Classification, outsider, results, unclear. Only audio available. Listen to this audio. Right, okay. Keep that in mind. Right, now in Sonk the Blue Rat episode 1, when it skips to this part here, where it shows Anthony's missing, listen to this, listen to the audio. It's the same audio. So this person that we see here is Anthony. And whatever's happened to him, we don't know yet if he's been experimented on, if he's becoming a host to one of these things. But yeah, this is definitely Anthony 100%. It's not Mark at all. The Human Resources Department. Mother has blessed us with many children over the years. It is our duty to make sure they find the right host and properly grow into their final form. The New World Order will not be something easily achieved. Humans are a violent and determined species, but they can be manipulated. If we are to gain control, it cannot be taken by force. It must be willingly given to us. HR is where we ensure that our control is absolute. This is where the nightmares are made. And see, this makes sense now. See, if you guys remember in the HR thing here, there's all these rooms with different things, and you kind of learn why these rooms are here. So it all comes down to Project Nightmare. In order to keep our hosts in line, there are many different physical and psychological pressures that can be applied to them. We found that the most effective forms of pressure can be applied by using one of our many fully assimilated children. In some instances, we may also trick one of our hosts into unknowingly manipulating another resistant host. See, I don't think he's unknowingly doing it for sure, but I believe that Antonio is definitely a host. Hey guys, sorry to butt in here with this jump scared ugly face, but I was just thinking, no, Antonio is not a host. I believe Antonio is what you'd call a child. I literally just read it right there and it didn't even click. But yeah, I believe Antonio is a child of Mother, and their goal, or the goal of the children, I guess, is to find hosts for Mother, appropriate hosts, and then extracting whatever it is they need to extract from the hosts after it's done. But yeah, Antonio is not a host. I think that he's a child now for sure, and is manipulating Mark to be a host as well. And the way they do this is by breaking them down and by bringing up past traumas. And you'll see here, there are many cases that may require a bit more creativity. This is where Project Nightmare comes in. This room was designed to test genetically modified human hair cells that would grow from behind walls or in the ceiling. This prototype was later used to successfully recondition a host who had a childhood trauma involving hair. Now, if you remember in the episode with Animation is Bad, Antonio pulls out the picture of Sonk, which obviously is some kind of trauma in Mark's life, because the whole Sonk the Blue Rat channel, you can see his reaction when he's reading through the hate comments in his hate comment video. Once he gets a comment from Sonk the Blue Rat, you can see his face drops, and something definitely is linked to this. The drawing room, fun, Sonk the Blue Rat. We see what was represented to be Mark, this blue thing here, everything to do with this. So obviously this right here is the room dedicated to Mark, to break him down maybe, or break his character, because you can see he's still resisting. In the last video we see of Mark, he doesn't want anything to do with Antonio anymore, tells him to get out the house, and obviously it's not working, him trying to manipulate him, because the mother just died. The very thing that was holding him on to be manipulated has been cut off, meaning they're going to need to do something a bit more drastic. And I believe that this room here has something to do with that for sure. While this may appear to be an ordinary balloon, it's actually an advanced piece of technology. We're able to control where it goes and even speak directly through it. It's an exact replica of a balloon that a host gave to their recently deceased daughter. We managed to convince the host that the balloon was possessed by the daughter's spirit. After that, it became much easier to make the host comply. Specific information on each host will be provided by the IT department, along with recommendations for creating different nightmares. And we'll get onto the IT department soon. The dog area. So basically, the dog area is they came from Project Chimera, you know, where they were trying to make as fat as meat as possible. They were failed experiments, but they kind of kept them around the HR department as pets. The leak, here we go, September 2021, a YouTube channel known as This Place Is Not Happy began leaking classified videos from the HMF private servers. Needless to say, as you can see, yeah, private servers. So definitely, whoever that person was in the human trials that escaped is the person that's behind these leaks. And I'm very, very certain that the next video we get from this channel is going to give us the access portal to the IT department. Needless to say, this is a breach in security, a massive risk to the New World Order. We have a decent idea of who is behind the channel, but all attempts to locate them have been unsuccessful. Any information about the whereabouts of this leaker will be greatly rewarded. Right, it just occurred to me, I just realized. In one of the videos, I don't know which one it is, on This Place Is Not Happy, we can see the woman at the end saying something like, "That's not me," or whatever. You know, the woman that was originally in charge. I believe that this is the person that escaped, definitely. And they didn't want to show their face because apparently they're unknown. I guess their appearance was unknown. But I believe that whoever escaped is definitely the woman behind the original Happy Meat Farms who had good intentions, and she's leaking this now. And obviously, she's highly intelligent and highly cognitive and knows how to kind of hide her tracks. That's my theory. That's not complete 100% fact, but it makes sense, doesn't it? For sure. Under no circumstances can they be allowed to release the IT files. Moth. What? What's this? Mother is displeased. Look, except for the scary one. See, there's something hidden here. I didn't realize this. This is freaking cool. Fun fact, the HR department building was originally a hospital near the farm. It serves a much greater purpose now. So they took over this hospital for their HR needs. Feed Mother. As the Human Resources Department, we have the privilege to be the ones to feed Mother. Unlike the children, Mother requires more than just regular living organisms to grow. The R&D department will provide us with the assets and that have a much more suitable amount of biomass. So basically, the Project Chimera was to feed Mother, like these things. Some larger assets may require alternative pathways to reach Mother. Please proceed with caution as you transport an asset to Mother. We don't want another repeat of M0101. M0101 being the spider that escaped and went to the home decor thing. Extracting DNA. In order to create the genetically modified assets, DNA must be taken from Mother and given to the R&D department. Okay, if you work at HR long enough, you might be given the highest honor of getting up close with Mother and extracting the DNA directly from her. Lucky you. A set of extraction tools will be provided to you while you're in Mother's chamber. You'll want to be as quiet and careful as possible. It is unlikely to happen to you, but there have been times where Mother has mistaken an employee for food. In this unlikely event, you should still be honored that Mother still chose you to be eaten. So they extract DNA from Mother and they're popping it in the things. I'm guessing they're trying to refine the process of whatever the DNA does to bore hosts or things that can be put inside of hosts or something like that. Once Mother reaches full size and the children reach their final forms, they will return to become reconnected. Here the children will share the redacted digested from their hosts, and Mother will give their next instructions. Okay. Digestion is the final and most difficult phase of a child's relationship with their host, but it is also the most important if we are to achieve our goals. The host's redacted cannot simply be taken. The will and identity of the host must be completely broken down before digestion can be completed. The process may be torture for the host, but it is necessary to break their will. Okay, so that's what I mean by them breaking them down with these different rooms, the Project's nightmares. They need to completely void them of any humanity they have for a specific reason of digestion. I don't know why this is. Maybe it's because they themselves just become, I don't know, because I don't understand this digestion thing. Like, does a thing come out of the host, or does the host become something else? I'm not sure yet. But here we go, the IT department. The IT department run by Jared is in charge of monitoring all of their hosts and reporting directly to Mother. IT personnel can access the department portal with their unique IT ID. It's advised that you don't interact with Jared. He came out a bit overcooked. I have no idea what that means. Whatever's going on in the IT department will have the answers to whatever the hell's going on with the hosts and stuff, and why they need the hosts and what digestion is, etc, etc. And there's an actual live feed here of Mother. I don't think anything happens here, to be fair. But I truly believe at this point that whatever the next video from This Place Is Not Happy is going to be will give the password to the IT portal for sure. And there's one last thing that I want to talk about. I know this video has been extremely long, guys, but you can see why. It's ridiculous. Oh! Okay, so this was part of supposedly the ARG or something like that that Antonio was talking about. So this is a trailer for a film that has the same vibes as like Cloverfield, I guess you could say. Let's watch it quickly. It's only a minute.
All of this? Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Sure. Okay. Can I park anywhere? Or... Yeah, if you could just drop us off, that'd be great.
Yeah. We're gonna go drink.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just park myself. Yeah.
See, I thought originally when I watched this was that this right here is Morse code. I thought it was blinking Morse code.
Yeah, okay. I'll just park myself.
But I thought maybe that was the password, but it wasn't, I don't think. But to think all of this is part of an ARG is actually insane. Like, entertainment is going ridiculous. I'm trying to look in the background, see if there's anyone we noticed, like, from past...
Stop, my parents don't know that I saw
Dude. So, an unidentified object enters atmosphere. It's very Cloverfield-like. They're at a party, something happens. Attacked by large creatures, lightning strike the same place multiple times. So basically anarchy is happening right now. And everyone starts panicking. And bang, tentacle monster. Another throwback, I guess you could say, to the Muse ARG. And it links you to this, paradox131.com. And on this website, it's a clicking ticking clock. And eventually it's like kind of does these numbers. Oh, hang on. And you if you click on this, it sends you to a password. And I thought that maybe the password was the numbers that it flashes, because it's the same numbers. And I tried even converting the numbers into like alphabets, so like A1, B2 kind of thing. Still couldn't get anything. So I'm not sure what the password for this is. If you guys actually know what it is, let me know, because I'm not sure how this actually feeds into the ARG itself, but it's definitely part of the HMF entertainment, and it's just some kind of mind. I think what's happening with HMF entertainment is they're slowly introducing the idea of aliens becoming the new kind of norm, and like that. I don't know. I think they're trying to get into people's heads that, you know, it'll be fine if these guys came down, because they're, you know, they'll help us or whatever, and that's part of the New World Order. And I think this is something to do with Mother as well. I think Mother might actually be some kind of extraterrestrial being. I'm not sure, but whoever partnered with I forgot what her name was, the original Happy Meat Farms person. Whoever partnered with her basically had some sinister motive in mind for sure. And to be fair, guys, I don't think I've got anything more to talk about for this. I think I've pretty much covered everything there. I know this is a bit of a long video, but let me know your thoughts on, you know, if you think some of the stuff I said was right or wrong. I really enjoyed going through this and actually doing the research myself. It's better than just watching them and then saying a bunch of stupid stuff that I regret whilst editing. I think I proved, like, wow, I kind of articulated my points pretty well. But let me know if you guys disagree or agree. And I'm looking forward to whatever comes next in this Muse ARG. Alex, you're doing a fantastic job if you've watched this far. If any of you watch this far, I'm actually like, to be fair, I don't care if this video does good or not at this point, because I just really enjoyed doing this. So thank you, Alex, for creating something that really intrigues me. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on my socials that are on screen now to stay up to date with any uploads and announcements. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys for your support. You guys are insane. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.